Today I'm just going to go over a recent maintenance operation I did where I found some debris in the oil filter. I should say the hydraulic oil filter and body of the trencher's hydraulic system. And what I was doing is I was starting to notice a little bit of deflection on the hydraulic pressure gauge on the device, and with all of the valves in the upright bypass position. And if you know anything about the hydraulic system here, is what you do is, this is not a suction filter, this is a return filter. So what it does is it returns the oil through the valve body when there's no active input on the spool valves. So it just returns it back to the tank. So the oil is constantly flowing, and all you do is deflect it out for whatever ram that you select in order to fill or to empty, and then it goes down the return line and then into the filter system. And this is the filter. It's kind of odd. I wasn't able to get any of the information. It just happened that where the information was, it was obscured here from whatever. Not for me, it was like that when I got it. This filter is 3 inches across from end to end, and this is an 11/16 inch thread, kind of an oddball. Most filters are 3/4 that are for hydraulics that are locally available for me. So I decided then to change the valve body also. I got a Zinga. This is a Zinga body, filter body, and their filter. This is an AE10, which means that it's 10 microns, and it's red. If you notice that the lettering, 10 micron filters are red. I think the 5s are blue, and they're different colors, but it's kind of a fast way of telling what the rating of the filter is. The other nice thing about the Zinga filter body is it's all 3/4 inch. It's exactly the same as the Harbor Freight. The reason I did this too is because with the filters being made right up here in Wisconsin, I knew that they were kind of locally available in that, and the pricing isn't bad. I think a replacement filter runs between $10 and $14, something like that. So with the other ones I couldn't even really find. I didn't go into it, but I just figured this one's got a little bit more volume to it also, and it's 20 gallons. Our rating on our trenchers is like 10 gallons per minute, so this is more than adequate. When I looked at this filter too, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like they kind of hodgepodge something in there just to create this filter. So the other one has a lot more inputs. The input is the small holes, and the output of the filter is normally the center. And also, to let you know, the Zinga does have a bypass in it. So anything, I believe theirs is like, I think theirs is like 10 pounds, something like that, 10, 15 pounds. I don't remember, but I know that it does have a bypass. And that was one of the other selections that I wanted to also make sure that I was matching, is that this one also had you could see it in there, it also had a bypass valve in there. So that's kind of to protect the filter and also keep the system flowing, even though the filter may be plugged and you're not using it at all. That's why you need normal maintenance on this. And you get some kind of debris in there. Here's one of the reasons why you never, if you notice on your original instructions, they said don't use Teflon tape. Well, here's some of the Teflon tape that I found on some of the threading. For some reason they had some on here, and I found a couple pieces that were actually in the in the filter body. So it just goes to show you that no matter how careful you may be when you're doing repairs or opening up the system, it can get in. So it's best not to use it. What I ended up using was Loctite 567. The only reason I use this is kind of expensive. The only reason I use this is I do a lot of work in the marine industry and stainless steel. This is good for stainless steel, so that's why I used it. But that's the hookup. Everything will fit right on. There was no changes. I just happened to use a different hose on here on one of my previous videos. This hose here, this is the input, is a larger size hose. And I just had to take and make a couple fitting changes. But again, you won't have to. This is a little bit bigger. You just may have to change the direction of it so that you can get this filter in, because the filter is larger. The body and everything matches all up, but if you run the oil line right next to the filter, it makes it kind of hard to get around the old filter, unless you can get a little slack on there and that. So you may have to do a little change, but nothing that was dramatic or anything. I think I ended up putting one change on it, and that's this little elbow that I put on. So there you have it. Well, that's just a quickie on there. If I get any more on maintenance, I'll pass it along, but that now seems to work very well. I tried it. I'm not seeing any deflection or anything, so I know this filter was on since I purchased it, and I got several hundred hours on it, so it was due for changing, and that was the quickest fix that I could figure. Thanks.